Welcome back, and now we will be having an interesting segment. It's entitled Have a Dream. It's an initiative by Egyptian youth, and it's the second time that initiative takes place, where a unique adventure will take place on the 23rd of August, lasting for 38 days, where the youth under the title The Ambassadors of Africa will be visiting more than 8 African countries. They'll be touring it. They'll be also holding cultural activities, and I'm happy to have 2 of these members. I have the founder of the initiative, Mr. Mahmoud Abdel Megid, and also I have with me Ms. Hind Ahmed, member of Have a Dream. Welcome with us.
Welcome, Hind and Mahmoud. Now, when we first heard about the initiative, we thought it's very interesting, and off air we got to talk a little bit about it. So I would like to know more about it. I mean, Mahmoud, you are the founder.
Yes.
So how did the idea came to you? How was it initiated in the first place, and how did you manage to convince others to join in the team?
Yeah. I traveled with the UNESCO in 2013, plus 2013. It was a program, volunteering programs in China, to teach the kids in China about the world heritage and how we should keep it. Then when I came back, really this program was one of my best things that happened in my life. I learned a lot, meeting around 13 nationality, and working together to teach the students, and we have like night activities, everything. So when I came back, I decided I wanted to give the opportunity to many youth to travel to these programs. So we start Have a Dream. We deal with the UNESCO in this time and asking them to send more volunteers from Egypt to their programs in China and Malaysia, and they accept that because when we was in China in this opportunity, they feel that we do something great really to the kids. So they accepted, and then we started Have a Dream in 2014. Until now, we have 250 volunteers traveled with us to around 11 countries.
Now, tell me more about the upcoming event. Before the interview, you told me you're 10 members. First, how did you come together, and how did you choose the members who will be traveling on this trip?
Yeah, we opened the application on Facebook page of our Have a Dream, and then we get more than 500 applications for the program. They want to travel with us to Africa. We have a program in Africa. We will go from Cairo to Johannesburg in South Africa by plane, and then we will come back. We will come back to Egypt by land. We are going to South Africa, Zimbabwe, Mozambique, Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda, South Sudan, Egypt. Yeah.
And how did you join the group? And was it difficult for you, because I heard you are backpacking and you're touring and you're doing so many activities, cultural and activities for kids and so on. So what did you think at the beginning? Is this going to be difficult for you as a girl, or were you enthusiastic in the beginning?
No, it's good for us, and it's a very good idea to join Have a Dream and be one of African ambassadors. So I applied for the event, and it goes the filtration, and finally I joined the African ambassadors.
Mr. Mahmoud, I'd like to ask you more about the organization itself. This is a very big event because it's 38 days in different countries, and each country has its own regulations of traveling. Even you mentioned that there'll be cultural events. There must be some preparation. So tell me more about the organizing for the trip itself.
Actually, we start preparation for this program from January. Because we have to make sure about everything, the security of the volunteers, and what the countries that we will visit, which cities we will visit, and where will we stay, and what is the transportation and the cost and everything. So we start from January actually, and then we take a lot of time of preparation then we start get the visas for these countries, because some countries have a visa, some countries you can take a visa on arrival, and then we start make the selection for the volunteers, because we have 500 application. We make the 3 levels of interviews. First was first filtration from the application, and then group interview, and then individual interview. Then we select the volunteers, and we start preparation for them, because they need a lot of time to imagine what they will do, because
So
they
you
are
needed to train the volunteers.
sure. Yeah.
So you went through several phases. You announced the initiatives, then you started receiving applications, and then you started filtering the applicants,
Yes.
and then you started giving them training on what to expect.
Yes.
What are they really
And
going to see?
what we expect, risk assessment, medical,
The first aid.
the first aid
Yeah.
course, because if someone like have a problem, something like that, and put some cases. What if something happened? And this is like it take around 2 hours one day. Like if something, if like kidnap, if we meet something like that, what we will do and
How
what
did
we
you
will
feel
do.
when you heard the potential that someone might get
Very good. Feel very good.
Okay, what will you do?
We will leave this somewhere.
Yes. This is the first step.
And, like actually we go to the Ministry of yep. No, I'm sorry. The Ministry of the embassy, the
embassy,
Egyptian
yeah.
embassy in every country. We will like trying to make a connection with them, because if we face any problems, we have to go to them. Actually.
Yes. But I thought the problems would be limited to losing the passport or losing document or
Money.
But you reach the level of kidnapping, so okay, you know what you're going to.
Yeah, you have to expect the word.
Everything, you have to
yes,
expect
the words,
everything.
Yeah, sure.
Now, you told me that you'll be trying to visit or meet some of the high officials and ministers. Tell me more about coordinating with the ministries in Africa, and what type of topics do you want to discuss with them?
Yeah, you can go. Actually, okay. We are going to the Ministry of Youth here in Egypt, and actually they was very helpful with us. They give us some contacts for the African ministers in Africa in some
Yes.
countries. They told us some tips, what should we do, what we should not do, and what the cities that's something like don't go out after 7 p.m. because maybe it's not very safe, it's not secured. So this is from the ministers actually, and also we are connecting now with media to make media coverage for the program, and we held our conference Saturday for the media to explain everything about the trip and what we will do, and we will introduce all the ambassadors in this conference.
Okay. Here's my question to you now. After you, inshallah, conclude your African tour, African visits, what would be your next dream?
The next
What
dream,
countries would you like to visit, or repeat the experience again in which part of the world?
I will repeat it in the Africa for the second time. Then I will go for the Asian part.
The Asian part.
Yeah, the Asian tour.
I'd like to know, is this your first tour in Africa? Because I understand there was a tour in 2015, but I want to make sure, was it in Africa or in another destination? And the difference, if it's the same destination.
In 2015, one of our friends is named Muhammad Momin. He traveled this trip from Cairo to Cape Town by land, and then he came back from Cape Town to Cairo by plane. He's one of my friends, and actually when he came back, he told me we wanted to do something like that, but not alone, because he went alone. So he need a team or 10 people to go for this program. because if you take 10 people, they will tell us more for the people here in Egypt. What about Africa? What about the people, their life, the food and the security? Because some of the people, they have stereotypes about Africa. They think that
And
Africa,
they have stereotypes about us as well.
yeah, sure. They think that Africa is deserts. Actually, it's not. Actually, Africa is like a very green area. I went I traveled to Ghana 2015, and I stayed there 1 month and a half. It was my best, my second best thing in my life after China.
Okay. And actually, I had so many questions for you guys. I wanted to ask you, but unfortunately, our time is up. But I would like to thank you very much, Hindu Mahmoud and Mahmoud Abdel. Thank you very much for being with us, and wish you best of luck in your tour.
Thank you so much for this interview.
Thank you. The next segment will be about some of the graduation projects of some of the students of the Faculty of Mass Communication. But now let's first look at excerpts from one of these projects, which is entitled هو أو هي.